In the Bhagavad Gita, it talks about this idea of committing to the process and detaching from the outcome. It's something that's really helped me both as a CEO, an entrepreneur, but also as an individual. Throughout my childhood and my younger years, I learned that if we were able to just enjoy the process, find joy in doing and not in the outcome, we often found the most divine experiences possible. Whether it was as a kid playing cricket or football, not caring whether my team won or lost, but just enjoying the process of playing. And then this translated into business. How often do we see entrepreneurs who are so dedicated to winning that they forget about the process? They forget about the play, the joy, the love that comes with just playing. Kids are really good at this, even animals, but adults seem to forget. We become programmed to believe that unless we win the result, the money, the power, the status, the influence, we've somehow lost the game. We don't celebrate the single view, or we don't celebrate the single life changed. We expect it to multiply into the millions and the billions without ever considering that the ripple effect of one life changed is enough. You could give that piece of food or that little bit of money to that one person experiencing homelessness, and that could be the moment that catalyzes their belief in humanity. There's one story that always sits with me where me and my best mate were walking in Plymouth, and there was a guy who walked up to us and he just said, "Hi, you're right." And we replied. And I remember his response was, he nearly broke down into tears, and he said, you guys were the last two people I was going to try to speak to today, otherwise I was going to unalive myself. And this really sat with me in my brain for a while, because he was talking about how he was an ex-serviceman and he had ultimately had gout, and gout is an extremely painful illness. For those who don't know, feels like almost like crystals or needles pricking into your joints, or into your joints on your toes or on your fingers. And you know, he could have some ibuprofen to help him and it would make it somewhat better. So while we got some ibuprofen, we just sat and talked to him, and I realized in that moment that that single conversation to me was enough. That was a life well lived. I've had various moments like that, even on psychedelics, where I've sat there and I thought, if I was to die tomorrow, I would die happy, I would die okay. And the reason that those beliefs even arise is because I realized that any person who I've spoken to or impacted or even had the pleasure of connecting with is enough. That's all what life is about. All these outcomes and expectations, these supposed rewards are not rewards at all. They're mirages, illusions in the desert. We walk from mirage to mirage thinking that somehow when we arrive, we will somehow be better off, somehow we'll be happier, somehow we'll be more whole. But then we arrive there and realize that it was never about arriving at that destination. It was about the steps we took, the people we met, and the moments we had on that journey. And that's where I think these spiritual texts have so much to give. If we can learn to detach from the outcome and just commit to the process, we become masters of our own lives. It doesn't matter whether we're rich, we're poor, it doesn't matter whether we have everything or lost it all. We just realize the process is all there is. That commitment to the act is the only truth in this life.